We are heading to the next discussion, women, leadership and work styles. As you feel, we are going from this, macro strategy policies, helicopter views to more personal level. And let me introduce the panelists of the next panel. Agata Laight from Visa. She flew directly from London. She is a Senior Director, Inclusive and Impact and Sustainability at Visa. Please. Sit there. Dace Dovidena, CEO of Reitan Convenience Latvia, as we know here, very well known as Narvesen and Caffeine. And Liene Briede, Vice-rector for Innovation at Riga Technical University, one of 50% board members of Riga Technical University. The floor is yours here, please. So, you spent all day here. Some reflections from today, what you have already.
I mean, look, it's been super inspiring, actually. So I was really looking forward, and thank you for the invitation. When I saw the agenda, I knew I'm going to enjoy it, and I am, and I've taken a lot, and I think it's amazing to have those opportunities to learn. And we talked actually on our table that it's really hard to pull yourself out from the day-to-day reality, being busy, but actually it's extremely rewarding. So I'm enjoying it. And Riga's beautiful. First time in Riga.
Wow, good. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you. So I am first here in this event, and I already feel jealous that I haven't been here on the previous years, because I really getting this sisterhood feeling. So it's like community or like secta. So really strong and powerful feeling. And I believe that we really can change the world. So it's a very good feeling.
Love it. So energy, sisterhood. Liene.
I believe I will be the most emotional person in this room because, this is our home, Riga Technical University, and as you said in the beginning of the day, it's the first time so much women's in one place in this building. And this is something that we miss on daily basis because, let's be honest, I know there is a lot of women's in the science, but we are engineer science university. There's a lot of men's on our daily routine. So welcome and come often to the Riga Technical University.
Agata, so when we look at these figures, there were mentioned a lot of them, but 23 women in boards. In Latvia, I think in the UK it's a bit bigger numbers, but still, why are these figures so low?
Yeah, and I think it's been sort of touched on those macro levels already quite a lot this morning, but just to sort of like repeat, none of the countries really reached that kind of gender parity. And to my kind of humble knowledge, Professor Scott, I think there are kind of about 9 countries that actually only closed that gap by 80%. And well done to Iceland. This is the only country in the world that crossed the 90%. So that's just showing you that that problem is huge. There's a lot of kind of geopolitical, kind of sociological, cultural kind of aspects, that are driving them. But it's kind of worth to go down a little bit, sort of to micro level, maybe organizational level as well. And I talk from the sort of more my experience, comes from, kind of various corporate organizations, ultimately for most of my kind of career. But I would like to start on a super micro level, which is us women, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with us. But I think we need to awaken something in us, which is quite a lot of women, whether that's, and I come across that, kind of on a daily basis, whether in corporate life or entrepreneurship. I've got a pleasure actually meeting a lot of amazing entrepreneurship women. And actually there is that shyness, and there's maybe kind of, the sort of a little bit of a kind of a lack of, bravery, and it could be because that's how we were brought up, the comment earlier. But I would really encourage all of us to really question, those comments earlier. Should we be, should we be a little bit annoying? We should be annoying, right? We should be questioning things. We should be kind of really in a corporate environment and working environment in general. We should be sort of questioning when, actually actions and, kind of happening around us, we disagree with them or we feel uncomfortable with them as well, actually, that takes courage. And, it takes courage to ask for promotion. It takes courage to ask for, salary that actually represents what we deliver into the business and the rewards package. Do it though. Like, you can only get no, or you're going to be asking so many times that you're going to get yes, ultimately. And I think this is important because that will help to drive change from within. And I think, we play a role in here, right? The systematic changes are important, but this is really important. This is what I say to my 16-year-old daughter: you're not going to ask, you're not going to get, and go out and meet people. And I think this is really important kind of message. We are masters of our own career. More systematic stuff, though, in the kind of corporate environment, I think, look, it's however wonderful we're doing, there is still things like stereotypes, the good old-fashioned kind of men are better at, being leaders. It still exists, unfortunately. That influences things like, for example, when you're up for promotion, there's a little bit of discrimination still happening, no question about that. Even if you've got a pool of eligible women, very often, actually none of them are chosen. And they don't speak up about it as well at the end, which I think, that storytelling is so, so critical. I would love all of us to be great storytellers about our own experiences and, and against what's happening. But we mentioned the lack of flexibility. Ultimately, women are in most cases carers for somebody in life. And actually what we can do is create that kind of normalization, I think, in the workplace. It's okay, life happens. It's okay to have a child. It's okay to care for somebody. Actually, it's okay to have fun as well, and we will bring better self to work. I think if that exists, and this actually happened to us, with our chief diversity and sustainability officer, that just normalized that. It was so liberating for everyone, for men, women, and whoever else on the team. Actually, really worth kind of doing. And you can unpack actually that topic on and on and on. There's still quite a lot of. Actually, even some countries culturally, women are not perceived as leaders, yes? And although maybe not so much in Europe when we're doing business internationally, we should be aware of that as well, I think. And finally, biases. Some of them can work to our advantage. I think it was mentioned earlier that people typically employ and promote others in their own image. Yep. So that's great, but if you don't have enough leaders in the organization, that's not going to be happening. There is actually a little trend, and that will be my final point in here, happening, which is worrying, and that's my ask to everyone not to do it, that actually women are less supported by the gender in the corporate environments than men. So, there's that kind of brotherhood. I can see the sisterhood exists, it's amazing in this room, but don't be harsh on other women. Do kind of make sure that we support each other as well.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned the sisterhood term, because when we analyzed, and I believe that language is a very powerful tool, do we have a good name of sisterhood in Latvian? Maybe in Lithuanian, how do you say sisterhood? Or Estonian, at least in Latvian, māsība. What is that, We never have used that. So maybe it's also because, we don't have it to such extent. So I think this language also opens, is some eye-opener, because I still don't feel that māsība is it's in Latvian sisterhood, something that brings me a meaning, like substantial meaning to my, what kind of understanding does it give? But thank you for bringing all these different dimensions of women leadership, and how actually we should how we should take the power by ourselves, and how we should be in this proactive mode. Liene, so you are one of the first female prorectors here, vice-rectors in Riga Technical University, very STEM environment. How does it feel? Once you are there, how does it feel?
I will be honest. So first of all, yes, I'm first vice-rector as a woman in engineer science university in Latvia, in Latvian history. so no pressure. Second, no pressure. There's first time in Latvian history there is Vice-rector for innovation, also no pressure. So, and then, you know, it goes together with a lot of responsibility, because when rector asked me if you want to do this job and do you understand what this means, first time in my life I didn't say yes, because I'm a yes man. All my colleagues know that, because when Liene is smiling there, I have said yes, something new. It's so exciting. But then I said, I need to think about it. Because to do something as a first line, there's no guidance. There's nobody that I ask how you did this, because there's nobody who have done that. So it's basically on daily basis, you live in uncertainty. And it's really, it's crazy. Because basically all the time I have an internal dialogue with myself. And now I'm thinking that when I look at my career, and I figure out that all my career I have established a position. So I creating positions. So I haven't applied to any job advertisement, never. So I always create something, and then I figure, oh, this is something interesting, and then I sell to it, and they said, maybe we should establish the position. Great. So this is something that I figure out that has been with me all the time. But then, you know, when you go up and you develop your career, it goes together with a huge responsibility, and how to deal with it, and how to not be ashamed that you have fake, or you know you have done something wrong, or that there's no this result on the table after the month or half of the year or the year. So it's a lot of pressure on all this situation. But then I figure out that I'm a professional manifestator. So, you know, that there's a lot of now this kind of webinars and sprints that do the manifestation, and you will have everything that you want, etc., blah, blah, blah. So, but I'm a professional in that, because I see opportunities. I really see them. And then when I see the opportunity, and I can't explain it, I just see where we need to go. Maybe there's some, I don't know, points that they can put it together. And then I just need to show that there is a possibility. I don't know when we will be there, when we will reach that goal or the result. But I just have the feeling. I can show the evidences, and we are just moving. And I understand that during this last 10 years, man doesn't see that opportunities. They're more focused. They don't see the system at all. And this is my bonus. So I can bring to the team. I can just open the new ways, new views, new possibilities. And that's why it goes together with also responsibility, or the resources that I can, you know, push forward. So it's extremely interesting. So, and we have the feeling also with the other vice-rector that we write the history of the Latvian education system, and it's a great feeling.
So from your what you said, I feel that you encourage also other women to, if there's this feeling of I want to become a leader. Okay, be courageous and just do it. But tell me about this very safe environment here. You said that you still have these doubts, you know, internal voices. What are the issues that do not allow you to sleep during the nights? Some of them. So we feel that
doubts.
Yeah.
But it's it basically mainly doubts. It's about myself, you know. if I can do that, and then there's this inner voice, you can't. Another, you can. You know this dialogue? I believe all of you have them. And I have it also, and then question what to do with this dialogue, right? And, but I have I'm not saying that I will do it. So, you know, like shut up this other voice and let's go. No, I'm just too curious. I'm just too curious what will happen if I have been in a lot of troubles because of that. But I'm just too curious. I just want to know what will happen if I don't, you know, I'm not saying that, yeah, to jump in parachute, it's great or not great. If I haven't tried it, I will just try it. And then I will say, I like it, it doesn't work, it worked. I try everything on myself. So, and I don't believe in marketing.
Okay, so curiosity and experimental mindset, it's something that, that we should take as a lesson.
You should be brave. You should be brave. Take a lot of risks. And I love the story that Hilda said about our childhood, right? I was also more than boy than girl. You know, I was mainly on the tree, not somewhere on the ground and all the things. But this is something that you train to be brave, to take some risks. It should be there. I was so worried about one day that, and thank you, Linda, that also she mentioned about the problem that if women can spend the money as she wants, right? And like past 2 years, I was also part of European Innovation Council board, and we talk about a lot of investments in breakthrough technologies. Imagine, and VC ruled the world, the new technology world, all the innovations is in VC hands. Only 9% of the VC has been involved with women. 9%. So 91 or 91% of the money of the VCs is in man's hands. And how you think how they decide where to invest or not invest? And only 10% of the VCs have said that the diversity of the team is important. 10%. They don't care. It's just money, it's just the business. And it's worrying because if you think about the breakthrough technologies, that it's our future, there's not enough leadership there from women's side. I'm not saying that you all need to go and educate yourself in the STEM. It's not about that. It's about the leadership. There's no leadership in this breakthrough technologies from women's side. And it's worrying, and all the money is in the man's hands. So, and we feel it.
Yeah, it's something definitely we should think about it, and also what Linda Scott in the beginning mentions, that it's one of the red flags, the access of the capital and in whose hands actually it is, etc., etc. Thank you for sharing. Dace, you've been in a CEO's role for many years already. How many altogether?
15.
15.
So 15 years.
And I think when we think about leadership, okay, one thing is how we can get to that C-suite level, and the other dimension is how to think, is how to tackle this question is how to remain there. And there's a lot of also statistics that actually women, they get there, but they do not sustain there for a long time. So why it's so? What does it mean for women to be a CEO? And maybe you can elaborate on the dark sides of being in that, you know, dream leadership position, what we are evangelizing today.
Okay. Thank you for a very nice question. So it is, let's dive to really like naked through what to be the CEO and the dark side of that. Maybe I will start from the dark side because it is what helps later to understand. So the first of all, I think I had great leaders in my life. They was male, but they was quite open and they shared the things with me, how they felt before I gained to that position. And the first thing what I got to know, it was about isolation. Then higher you go, then lonelier you get. Because you cannot share with the peers, all your thoughts, all your concerns, all your fears about that. So, and you always need to look for someone outside of the company, someone, sisterhood or whatever, with whom you can loudly talk or scream or cry or whatever about all your feelings that you have inside you. Second, it is about constant pressure and stress, because females are very caring by nature. So all our employees is our kids. So, and every your decision impacting the company result, the life of your employees, and the life of your stakeholders. So, and that is one of the pressure with which you are remaining from that day when you are stepping into the CEO position. Third one, it is about work-life balance. So we need to forget about that because the role which is demanding, you don't have the work-life balance. Of course, you need to plan your balance. So you need to put in the schedule your meetings with your friends or your trainings or your theater or whatever, but you're usually planning like half year in advance to make sure that you have those people in your life. I had meeting with one supervisor at some time when I was really in mess and lost in my life. I started losing friends and everything, and she gave me really good advice. So think when you will die, whom you want the people who will come to your funeral. So plan the meetings with those people, so keep them in the life. So very good advice. That is my big motivation, so I think that is a good thing to have it, yeah.
To make your guest list.
Yeah, so that is the daily reality. So, and maybe the last one, it's about fear of failure and fear of the success, because the demands of you will increase if you will succeed. Anyway, the demands will grow if you will fail. So the question, are you on the right position? And maybe then we'll say, so, okay, you are not good enough. Yeah, so that as well. So you need to live with that. So that is the life of CEO. So
Thank you very much. Very encouraging.
Yeah.
Please apply to CEO's positions. So you will get isolation, constant pressure and stress.
Yeah.
Work-life balance doesn't exist all the time. Kind of fear, whatever doubts about yourself.
Yeah.
But why? Why we should strive for becoming leaders? What's rewarding in your job as a CEO?
I think maybe I am a bit naive. I'm from the childhood, never went for the kindergarten. I was a bit more like Liene mentioned, so more on the trees, and I really like to lead people or strive for good things. And I have believed that I want to have an amount of the people whom life I can change for better. Therefore, I love to work in the big companies, because there's many people whose life or working life can make better. And that is the fun. Yeah, I'm leading like third company, and right now on the third company, I really have my value balance with the company owner's balance, because the issue is, you have your internal mission, but if that differs from the owners of the company, so you're usually wasting a lot of energy and a lot of health, and it doesn't help. So in the minute you step out of that company went back to the old routines and the principles which is coming from the founders. Right now, I feel that I really can change the world for the better, and my values are in the same level as a company owner's value.
So it's very much about the impact, what you can bring to the
Yeah. Maybe not so brave for the total Latvia, but at least some hundreds or thousand people. So it's okay, good for me.
Okay, thank you. It gives a bit of balance, right? We are, again, we are running a bit of time, but that's fine. I think it's very important that we open curiosities, that we open questions, topics you can and should think about when we think about women leadership. And there's one topic what I wanted to ask is very practical one, working environment. And we talk about the future of lifestyles and future of working environment. And from gender perspective, if we could just imagine what could be the ideal world, how we should or could work. let's start with you.
I kind of, gender is an interesting lens to look at the working environment in the future, because if I think of, the sort of, gender diversity, it's about the kind of, equal and fair participation of all genders that goes beyond women, actually. And then inclusion is, that sort of really welcomed and sort of, kind of valued, diversity in the business or in whatever environment it is, and an invited one, which for me, that means it leads me to the fact that actually the future of work is totally gender-free and neutral. So it's a little bit of a, kind of misnomer for me to start from gender in here, because I don't see gender going forward.
Okay, so gender neutrality, it's a new term, what you hear today, okay. That's it.
So, okay, then I will take the next step, so the next challenge level. So I think right now the technologies is developing so fast, and there's so many good experience and the practices in the world. And what I'm missing in our country, so for people with disabilities, so they have very rare opportunities to be the part of our modern society. And I think there's a lot of great people who, sometimes by accident, sometimes from the birth, they have the issues to be able, like, have a normal work life. And I think with the newest technologies development in the future, that will be the part. And then I would say there's a lot of workforce still available, and people can do a lot of positive impact on the society to create this inclusive and appreciating full society. So that I would tackle.
Yeah, thank you for broadening the diversity perspective. Liene?
Yesterday, I had a really great conversation with one startup, and he said that there is a legend that after 5 years, there will be possibility to have a unicorn company. Just a reminder, it's 1 billion worth company by one person together with AI. And I really believe in that, and it will be crazy. So, but from other hand, if you think about it, then we live in amazing time with opportunities everywhere. And I would love that in the future we would more believe in our inner power and our inner feeling what exactly we want to do. Also, latest research shows that parents is the best career consultant for your kids. They don't believe it's at school what they're saying, they don't believe in social media, they believe in the parents. And parents give the stereotypes that we will also hear today, right? So don't sit like that, be a good girl, go learn, do this, it's not a real job, start working something normal that we understand, etc., etc. And we have so many people that they are just lost in their life because they really don't do what they exactly want to do. But let's be honest, if all of us would do something that we are really passionate about, it's just to be a better place to live in. So, and I believe that most of you are parents. Don't make the mistakes of the career consultant. Just open your small talents at home and just help them believe that they can. Whatever they want to do, go to the space, go to the ground, whatever. Just help them believe in themselves, and you will see a really great change in worldwide.
Thank you. I think it's a great sentence. We can wrap up our discussion about believing in ourselves and encouraging that what we feel inside of ourselves as something passionate is there, and whether we choose it as an entrepreneur journey, or whether we see it as empowering ourselves as leaders in leadership positions, or maybe you want to dig deeper and become a real expert on something, because experts are needed as well. So a lot of food for thought. Thank you very much, and a big applause to our panel.